related to apprenticeships. So Rowena.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Good morning, commissioners. I have the pleasure of introducing our next set of presenters, and that is the amazing team from the YMCA of the East Bay who are implementing the CalWORKs Early Childhood Educator Apprenticeship Program. Pamm Shaw, Director of Strategic Funding and Partnership, has extensive experience in successfully implementing programs, professional development, managing multiple funding sources, and is known for her innovative and creative programs such as the ECE apprenticeship. Daryl Bright, the success manager, oversees a team of success coordinators providing close support to the apprentices, the program. And Kianka Ennen, who is an apprentice teacher at the Y. The success of this innovative program really rests in the staff who put into action the secret sauce of the Y's apprenticeship model and in the apprentices who are committed to being in the program. Last month, I, along with Carla Keener, attended a weekly meeting with apprentices where many of them acknowledged and expressed their gratitude for a program that is set up for them to succeed. So just a quick thank you to the staff at the Y for being here with us today to highlight their work and for all that you do. And with that, I will turn it over to Pamm.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Rowena. And thank you, Commission, for hearing us out today. We're really excited. I'm going to share my screen and hope everything works the way it's supposed to. Okay. So we created this early educator apprentice program about 4.5 years ago as a result of everything that Leah talked about. The high turnover rates, the low pay, the lack of access to education, and looking at, we have a group of parents, many of whom are looking for work or a different kind of work, and we have the need for staff. It doesn't always match up, but there were, when you've got 1,000 parents, it's pretty easy to draw from enough of them to try and see if we could make something work. So we created this. We had parent interns years ago. We had parent trainers. The woman in the picture that you're seeing right now started out as a parent in the program. When I started her first year there, she was a parent intern, and then she's a head teacher in this picture. So she's worked her way up. It took her years to do that. She started out by taking classes at Chabot in Spanish, and then made her way to Merit to finish her AA degree. And it takes a village to raise a teacher as much as it takes to raise a child at this point. This partnership that we have right now with First Five, Social Services, and Tipping Point is a gift to workforce in early childhood, because we're able to put the supports and things in place that we need to have everybody be successful. We don't call our staff case managers, they're success managers, and they're really focused on the success of the employees and the participants. So we're looking at meeting workforce needs. We're creating work opportunities for parents in the community. Leah mentioned cohort learning and no cost. Those are critical in order to make it work. And Kianka can address that in her piece as well. And then practice-based training. There's opportunities to work and earn money while they're in school. Right now, this current opportunity that we have with our early childhood apprenticeship, we're recruit, training, and educating ECE apprentices who are CalWORKs participants. Alongside that, we are also funded by Tipping Point to train parents of children birth to 5. So we have a large cohort, about half CalWORKs and half Tipping Point, and some that are covered by both. The impact that we're looking at is increasing knowledge of child development and early learning, both as a professional and as a parent. What difference does that make in the big picture of how you live your life with your child and what you bring to them? We're providing on-the-job training, no-cost coursework, support services. Daryl will go in a little deeper into the services that are provided, what we call our secret sauce. The career pathway is critical because the BA degree in our program is the carrot that we hold out for people to come in. People come in and they don't want to just get their 12 units and be assistant teachers and we pay $16.84. So we're above the average in the, in the study, but not much, and certainly not enough to live on in Alameda County. But our head teacher pay, is closer to $50,000 with benefits and retirement. All of the apprentices are offered full-time job placement once they successfully complete the program, and some before they complete it. Once they get their 6 units, we can open up doors and hire them. So the structure of the program is we have 3 tiers. We have the tier 1, which is the teacher assistant. They earn 12 semester units and an associate teacher permit. Tier 2 is the teacher, an AA degree, and they get a teacher or master teacher permit. And then tier 3 is the head teacher, which is the BA degree and a site supervisor or program director permit. For tier 1, there's the 4 core college classes that are required to be an early child to professional, which includes everything that licensing requires and that the teacher, the associate teacher permit requires. They get on-the-job training, they get their permit, they have a mentor teacher or a coach that they work with, and they get soft and hard skills training. What we've learned is people coming into the field don't necessarily understand the culture of the field, and the soft skills training is a real nice bridge to learning how to work professionally in a team, because people in early childhood do not work alone. Tier 2 is our AA group, and they get their degree, they get employment. They need to be currently employed to be in this arena or on the verge of being employed. They get their teacher or master teacher permit. They also continue with mentoring and coaching. And I was going to say something else about this one, sorry. All right, tier 3 is the BA degree. We've graduated 20 already through Brandman, and we have a group now that's at Cal State East Bay, and they are current employees. And this is part of the retention piece that's really important to us, is that people stay if they know that they're going to have these benefits as part of what they do. And the biggest part that we're doing with the BA tier is that a lot of the people participating in the BA program are mentors to the tier 1 people. They've already gone through tier 1 and tier 2. And so they're now at a place where they can turn around and mentor people and give back to where they started from. And that's been really critical. And we provide them with additional coaching themselves to be able to do this most effectively. So when we look at the training components, we've got the job readiness piece, the soft skills piece. We're using a curriculum for soft skills called 21st Century New World of Work, which is used at community colleges across the state. And then the hard skills training, which is based on the California Early Educator Competencies. I'm going to turn it over to Daryl now, who's going to talk a little bit about what we do in more depth.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going to just drill down on the supports that really make our program special and basically intentional. Just to kind of touch on what Pam spoke about in the last slide with the 3 areas that we reach. We found that kind of would curb over those turnover rates that Dr. Austin was kind of talking about in the beginning, just giving the individual an opportunity to understand what they're going to expect in the job, as well as in the classroom, as well as what we expect from them during that time. So our biggest piece, I believe, for our program is the cohort group. Just being able to have a person that is going through this program with you, and you can have some support of individuals who kind of look like you and are going through the same situations, just to reinforce some of the things that we're trying to instill in the paid tuition and books, transportation and tutoring. We are definitely bilingual and culturally responsive. We work with all of our instructors before that they step foot and talk to any of our students. So they've all kind of understand what we're about and what our program is about. And a lot of them have come through and work with us in other capacities. So they are very invested in the work that we're doing. Again, we're tracking grades and success. To kind of touch on what Pam was saying, we really were intentional about being, what's the word I want to say? Strength-based. Really didn't want to do anything like putting people down, and understanding that a success coordinator or a success manager is a different word than a case manager, and just letting individuals know that we're about success. We're here for success, and just getting that mindset of getting fixed on success. In addition, they get the on-the-job support and training from a mentor that is a head teacher within our program. And if they need childcare and additional trainings in CPR and first aid and the preventative health, just so they are fully aware of what's going to happen when they step into these classrooms as full-time teachers. I think a lot of the turnover was just not knowing. A lot of times individuals don't know what to expect when they're going to these classrooms. So this gives us an opportunity to not only give them a preview of what is going to be expected, it allows us to have a preview of what to expect from them. And we can go to the next one. And that kind of really just drills into that practice-based training. You get to work in the classroom while you're taking classes, and it's just linking that education with the training. So not only am I learning in this child development college course about these developmental stages, I also get to see it when I go and work with my mentor and my coach in the classroom with the children that I'm working with. And then that kind of really goes into that individualized approach, because we want to make sure that everything is what we call a goodness of fit. We understand that everybody coming to this program has a life. Like, you have responsibilities and things that you have to take into consideration. So we want to make sure that we can work around that and make sure that this program not only fits with what you have going on, like it allows you to be successful and gives you the things that you need to be successful in our program. And then this is what we call our secret sauce. This is just a combination of all the things that we really have found work with our program. So we all know there are certain training components that are required, but these are the things that we really honed in on to make sure that our individuals are getting what they needed and really feeling supported. Like I said, that cohorted community learning style is one of the biggest pieces for us, as well as those enhanced supports with our strong community partnerships. It was the first, when COVID hit and everything kind of went crazy, we had a lot of support from First Five. We had a lot of support from all of these other agencies that allowed us to kind of reach out to our apprentices and support them in other ways that a lot of programs won't be able to do. Go ahead. Uh-oh. And that's our current enrollment. This year we have 40 total tier 1, and that is that first tier Pam was talking about, those original 12 units to kind of get individuals in the door. And breaking down from those 40, there's 10 that are specifically CalWORKs, and those 5 from the very first cohort that we'll talk about in our successes in the next slide. And then 16 that are CalWORKs and Tipping Point eligible, and that means they're on CalWORKs as well as has children under 5. And a lot of these came from our parent pool. So we sent out a big request through our parents through a system that we have called Child Plus, and got a very big response from individuals who are parents that want to be teachers and want to actually learn more in the skills of parenting. And then we have 15 individuals that are just kind of Tipping Point eligible only, and they are all parents of children under 5. In our tier 2, we have 63 total. 51 of those are YMCA staff that are just kind of increasing their profession while they're working. And 12 of them are the CalWORKs and Tipping Point staff from the first cohort that we did that started in 2019. Our tier 3 now is a total of 14 enrolled at Cal State East Bay. Well, 9 are currently enrolled and 5 are pending enrollment for fall 21. They just had a couple other classes that they had to take care of with the AA degree, and then they'll be infused into that group in the fall of 2021. And then that will in turn allow us to have new mentors for the next group. So far, our successes is we've had 16 of 20 individuals complete their 12 units and apply for their associate teacher permit, which also gives them an additional pay raise. And I think that was one of the strategic things that they did with our program. Each tier is tied to a raise in pay. So when you complete tier 1, you go up to 1863. When you complete tier 2, it goes a little higher. And when you complete tier 3, it goes into that higher head teacher position. So tying the tiers to money actually kind of keeps people wanting to go through it. And then we had 15 that continue to do their tier 2 AA degrees, and 4 continue to their tier 1 after applying for work. We did have 1 drop. And one of the benefits of our program is we form these relationships with individuals. And a lot of times they do drop. We understand life happens. And I know it kind of kills Pam when she's on me about the numbers, because sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. And one of the things that we understand is we are people, and we want to make sure that they understand that we're here for you, whether it's for the job or not. And then our successes. So we have a state-of-the-art program that has been registered with the California Division of Apprenticeship Standards and the Department of Labor. And we are now really kind of structuring and scaling these things so that is replicable. We created a guide that could be passed around and kind of go over exactly what we're doing, and then allowing these individuals to step into their job placement. One thing that kind of supports us is our work speaks for itself. You can actually talk to the apprentices about what we're doing. And one thing that I've learned is they're pretty vocal. They will let you know if you're not doing or if you are doing what you're supposed to do. And I just really appreciate that opportunity to be held to that accountability. And now we'll pass it over to Ms. Kianka.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful to be here today. So should I just speak about?
Just go ahead and share. Go ahead and share.
Okay. So for me, the program has been more than God sent. I really don't think that I would be able to make the accomplishments that I've been making without the program. I've had so much support from the success coordinators, Taylor and Chris, that I'm just so grateful for them. Chris came in the rain to bring me my anthropology book, first of all. And Taylor is someone I can call. And actually, she's kind of calls me and is always on me. Hey, make sure you're in class. I didn't see you, see you're a little behind, you need to, so she's just kind of always on me, and I greatly appreciate that. It's been more than just a learning opportunity for me in terms of obtaining employment. It's been really like a personal healing for me. I've learned so much in terms of early childhood trauma that relates to myself. And I've learned so many new tools in terms of how to be the best teacher that I can be in and out of the classroom, because I do have small children myself. I have a 4-year-old, and it's just been great. Daryl from the beginning has been awesome with everything and just guiding me in the program and, helping me, assuring me with everything. At some point, speaking in terms of how everything is tailored to us, it's true, because I went through a situation where Daryl definitely helped me strengthen myself and offer me employment, and being able to work and go to school was something I never thought I would be able to do, quite honestly. And with this program, I've been able to do that. And it's shown me who I am. It's shown me my own strength and just how far I can go. And I definitely feel that I will go far, from being in this program. My goal is definitely to go beyond assistant teacher. And I know that I can do that with the support of this program. And I honestly don't think that I would have been able to do so without it. It's definitely more of a bond, that we have created with each other beyond just, professional aspects. And that is something I greatly appreciate, because it's rare to be able to connect to people just kind of on a human level, with so much that's going on in the world today. And so for that, I'm greatly appreciative. Yeah.
Thank you. I just did want to mention about COVID, since we didn't really address it in our presentation. We flipped on a dime from in-person classes to online classes. Yes. And made sure that everybody was ready to go, and went to embedded tutors. So there's tutors that sit in the classrooms, or success coordinators sit in the classes with the participants. and make sure that they get what they need. We made sure that they got their books and they got their laptops. And if a laptop dies, they get another one. And whatever it takes to be successful is what we're doing. So I thank the team because we have like such a dynamic team. And I think Daryl mentioned, you know, cultural responsiveness. Our instructors look like our employees and our apprentices, and we seek them out. When we work with the colleges we work with, we seek out instructors that speak the languages of our participants, that look like them, and that came up through the ranks too. So we now have 2 people that have gone through all 3 tiers and are in master's programs now. One is finishing at Brandman and one just started at Mills. And these are going to be the instructors in the future. So we're really excited about this. And the fact, like Daryl said, the relationships are there. So people keep coming back because they know they can. You know, there's no blame if you have to step away because something happens in your life. You can come back, and that the jobs are always available as well. And we know that we're not the only ones who need early childhood people. I'm sure there are people sitting out there saying, you know, like, we want some too. And I know we will get to a place where we will be able to replicate this, hopefully countywide, to make it work. So thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, I want to just appreciate you know, First Five staff who have helped to support and hold this, and really honor the work of the East Bay Y. I mean, we've heard from Pam and Daryl and Miss Ennan this morning. Just appreciate, you know, them taking the time to share with us, and then also just to call out social services along with Tipping Point, who have been joint funders in this. And I think it's for me, again, when we think about the landscape of childcare, that was already under stress pre-COVID, that has, you know, continued to perform and continue to provide care. Childcare settings, you know, a lot of them are open and have remained open, you know, and putting, you know, staff at risk, but in support of families and well-being, again, at a wage level that, you know, and is quite honestly shameful. But this is an example of where we've thought about how we use public dollars in partnership to help to support both the field and then, quite honestly, provide access and opportunity as it relates to secondary education. And I'll give you a concrete example of that. So I started as a preschool teacher. So, you know, in some cases, people may remain in the field, and I hope a lot of folks do, because we need quality education. And then there's also ladders and opening of the door to other professional opportunities. And so I think like this is a little bit of a double bottom line of where we can see, again, kind of the public investment that helps to support communities and individuals and families, as well as childcare settings. And having done work in the workforce side of the house and coming into First Five, I have to say, I went over with Andrea Ford, who's the director of Workforce and Benefits of Social Services, and Pamm Shaw hosted us for a site visit. You know, it was really clear in terms of, as what Daryl kind of highlighted, just the thoughtfulness related to the programming. And I've seen a lot of workforce models of where there's training up front, but it doesn't really get to placement. And there's lots of misses along the way, so retention isn't achieved. And this was one program where it was a bit of a no-brainer with regard to investment, that it just appeared to have the quality and the thoughtfulness and the resourcing. And so I think the numbers have continued to bear that out. And again, I think it's a model to think about, because I think that there are other models, and I think about how we think about scaling and resourcing across the board, particularly within the context of Measure C. And again, a nice example of a partnership with First Five, a larger public system, and how we're using those resources to invest to benefit community and public. So with that, I open to questions, comments, reflections.
Just a kind of a comment to on what you were saying about the the trajectory of our classes. So what we really realize is not everybody has the early childhood education goal, and our classes are what they call, they're dual enrolled. So not only do they count for early education classes, they also meet other requirements. So our sociology of the family course not only reached that first 12 units for ECE, it also is a sociology requirement for an AA degree. So it's kind of that double edge. It's going to be clearing both sides.
Anyone else want to share?
Well, Renee, I just want to iterate that in the chat, I asked a question about whether or not the model was formally a trauma-informed model, and it sounds like it is. So I want to just make sure that folks were aware that that was asked and answered.
Great.
Yeah, let me just say one more thing about that is when Daryl said that we meet with all the instructors before they meet with the students, that's the whole point of it, is to make sure that they understand where we're coming from and that they use a trauma-informed approach as they do it. And if they are not previously trained in it, then we give them like a workshop to make sure that they understand that. They can't come in and say, you can't eat in class because I need you to pay attention, when people have been working all day with kids or have kids of their own and they're rushing to get there. So, and just, you know, little things like that and understanding. I mean, we've had people lose their housing. We've had people have children in the hospital, and people just need to understand life goes on and they have to understand this. And we're going to work to support the apprentices to make sure that they can be successful. But people have lives to live, and these are the parents in our program. So they struggle with a lot of things that you've talked about earlier in the meeting in terms of food insecurity and housing insecurity and finding childcare and all of those things. So we try and help them in every which way we can. And the instructors need to understand that. They can't just come in and say, you know, do your homework and that's it. Read this chapter, you know. So thank you. Thanks, Kianka.
I'd like to say I'm deeply appreciative of you guys sharing about this program. I've known about it for a while, but it was really good to hear it in this context and see it. And I really like the fact that there are big systems involved in it, and that it really is. I mean, I remember the day when I taught at the YMCA on 10th Street, and just to see it evolve to this level of an apprenticeship and people, you know, being able to work and to see the pathway forward to a sustainable living wage is very, very exciting. I'm keep doing it. Let's figure out how to scale this up in Alameda County and the rest of the state. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
And I will say, if it's okay, if I can chime in here, Commissioner, you know, as the representative for SSA, I just want to say thank you, even though this particular program falls under a different department, not under my department. I've heard about the ECE apprenticeship program. I've seen some, you know, internal articles about it, but this is the first time I've actually seen a presentation, and I'm very proud to say that, you know, as an agency that we are supporting this effort. I will make sure to relay the information to our agency director and to our other assistant agency director, Andrea Ford. And just wanted to say thank you to all the presenters for all your efforts. And I just want to wish Kianka continued success in the program. And we are so proud of you, and continue marching forward.
Great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will.
Okay. If there are no more comments, I think we actually are at the end of our agenda. It's been a really rich and informative meeting. I certainly have enjoyed my time here. I've learned a lot, got a lot to think about and be reflective on, to see how we can further the work around the workforce in early education and other First 5 business. So if there's no other business, I would like to officially adjourn the meeting by gaveling us out. So thank you all for coming. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. All
you.
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.